It's time for us to choose the outside cover paper for these covers. And because our inside pages are blue, I've chosen the blue cover as well with a little bit marbleized design on it. So that's what these are going to be covered in. But I also need, like in this book, I also need the inside cover right here because I don't have this blue anymore, and I could have put this blue anymore if I had more, or I can go and buy some. But because I don't have it right now, I am going to start looking for other colors that are in these cards, because this book is built specifically to store these. So I'm looking, there's some purples, there's some greens, but there's also some oranges in here. So what I have is I have this orange paper with me. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose that to be on the inside cover. And it will also work well with this book because that's going to be a companion to this book. They're going to be slightly different sizes. But overall, the cards come from the same artists, so I will, it will complement this book as well. So in order to cut this paper, what I need to do is I need to mark it. I like what I see here, but I'm going to take a chance and I'm going to mark it from the back. Otherwise, if you really like a certain area and you feel like you can't miss it, you can mark it from the top. But use very light marking system. Maybe use the graphite pencil for that. So, but I'm going to do it from the back so you could see what I'm doing. And normally you would always mark the paper from the back. So here it is. And this is where I'm going to work. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it like this. In order to mark where to cut the paper, you want to measure out about 1 inch around your project. Now, because you're going to be eyeballing this when you're placing it, you kind of want to just eyeball it a little bit like this. So here's 1 inch. Here's 1 inch. So just draw that, and then here's 1 inch. So this is my first cover that I marked, and my second one also is going to require 1 inch. So if you don't want to be confused, just cut that one out first and then do the second one. It's exactly the same size, so you don't even have to measure the second one. You could just cut this one, place it on top of your next sheet of paper, and have it, you outline that. Alright, so we cut that, and then we have to put this on top, like this, and mark this down for cutting. You can use the ruler or you can just do it by hand. Also, keep in mind that a lot of papers stretch when you wet them. We're going to use the PVA glue on this, so it's going to stretch slightly. Keep that in mind for papers. So, for example, if you're using a paper that is a little too small, or if you think you don't have enough, it might stretch by another 1/8 of an inch or a little bit more. So you always have a little bit more to play with. So here they are. And when I use my covers, I'm going to put it here, glue it down, and then wrap it around, and it's going to look like this at the end. Now it's time to cut the inside cover paper, which should be exactly the same size as your page in the folded accordion book. So what I'm going to do is just overlap that and mark it exactly. Also, try to use the same type of paper. You can use different color, but the same type of paper for your inside cover, because when you glue it, it'll stretch a little bit, but when you glue this one to it, they will stretch similarly. So it's better to use it that way. I'm going to cut both of them. That's one of what we made. All right, so now we have, so we have all our parts available now in order to assemble the book. We have our inside pages, we have the inside cover, outside cover, and the book board that we're going to use to reinforce the cover for the outside. We also have the ribbon. I'm going to choose this blue one. That's the only blue that I have. I usually keep a collection of different ribbons for this purpose. But this one, I think that will work. That will be fine. How much? I think you're going to use a good 16 inches of it, probably. What you want to do is you want to allocate some space for gluing the ribbon in, so it's going to be inside of your board. And then when it comes out, you should be able to tie it comfortably. Also, your ribbon goes around like this, so you should measure out this space and leave enough so you will be able to tie it somehow.